Okay, I assume she's gone now, right? Okay, looks like that. Okay, so now we will go to Mr. Brown.
Sure. I just, I think overall there wasn't a lot of retirement legislation. I think the three bills that are two sponsored bills and the one bill that we've already supported were the three retirement bills that were still moving through the process. And then at the end of June, there were two more that came on that we refer to as a gut and amend. The first is AB 1140 by Assemblymember Stone, which is an exception to CalPERS contract merger law. This bill is up next as an action item for your consideration, so I won't say any more on that at this point and just wait for that item. The other one was AB 2967, authored by Assemblymember O'Donnell, and is a bill to clarify the PERL regarding exclusions of employees through CalPERS contract amendments. This bill is sponsored by the California Professional Firefighters and is pursued in response to the City of Placentia contract amendment that excluded their fire safety group and was discussed at the November 2019 board meeting. In brief, this bill prohibits exclusions by group through the contract amendment process. The bill, however, would not impact exclusions by group when an employer initially contracts with CalPERS. And with that, I will end my comments and available for any questions.
Okay, Mr. Fechner? You're muted, Mr. Fechner. You're muted.
I'm not muted. Harry, are you hearing?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you now. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to ask to have this item pulled off of information and turn it into an action item. This is something I spoke passionately about back in November. I think that all employees need to have legitimate retirement security, but especially safety workers and those that are working on the lines every day. And I think they need to have this security put in place, and I don't think waiting any longer is going to do us or them any good. So at this point, I would like to defer to Treasurer Amah, who I believe would like to make a motion.
Okay, the item has been pulled for this discussion. So, Ms. Marr, are you there?
Yes.
Can you? Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, I requested that this item be pulled from a discussion item to a vote or an action item. Like Mr. Fechner said, I totally agree that this has been a loophole that was, used by Placentia to basically exempt their firefighters. My husband is a firefighter, not with Placentia, but with Ventura County, and allowing government or elected officials to discriminate or, separate a class from the retirement system is just not right, and that's not the aim of CalPERS or CalSTRS or any of our retirement systems. And so I support supporting this bill, AB 2967.
Okay, so it's been moved by Ms. Marr and second by Mr. Fechner.
I'll second.
Okay, second by Mr. Rubalcaba. Okay, so Mrs. Hopper, call the roll, please.
Yes, Mr. President, this is again on action item AB.
Just a minute. Wait just a minute, Ms. Hopper. I see hands raising, but I don't see the request to speak. I now see Ms. Brown. Ms. Brown, before we take a vote. Ms. Brown? You're muted.
Good. You didn't hear me just swear. Okay. I want to know, will this 2967, will this be retroactive? Will this fix the placentia problem?
Brown?
Thank you for the question, Ms. Brown. No, this would not fix the placentia problem.
Okay.
Yes, right. I mean, there is a retroactive date in the bill as it is in print now to January 1st of 2020, but it's based on the sponsor's comments. That's just to prevent a new placentia from happening, but they're not intending to try to reverse placentia.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and we do have one request from the public to speak on this. And now I see Miss Middleton raising her hand. Okay, now I see you in the queue. Miss Middleton.
Thank you, Mr. President. I think we all are anxious to get to move. This bill has been one that I've heard from friends on both sides of the issue. And the League of California Cities, representing the over 500 cities, has expressed concerns about this bill and the retroactivity of it to January 2020. And I know there has been conversations between the league and between California professional firefighters. I encourage the CPF to continue those conversations with the league, and hopefully the concerns that the league has expressed will be ones that can be resolved. But ultimately, you have to take a vote. And I am going to be voting in support of this measure. In November, we all, as a group, spoke, I think, eloquently about the problems that Placentia had created for us. We had a loophole that was exploited, and now CPF has come back with a bill that will close that loophole, and it will have my support. Thank you.
Okay. So Ms. Brown, do you have additional comment, or that's related to the last time? Okay, thank you. Okay, then Mr. Miller.
Yeah, thanks. So I actually want to thank Mr. Fechner and Treasurer Ma. I had got in the queue to specifically to bring this up, and I just concur that we should do this now, and I strongly support this. I'm glad the firefighters, you know, stepped up, sponsored this, got the fix in, because we cannot have something like this happen again. I'm just sad that we can't go back and fix what Placentia did, but we can prevent it hopefully from happening again by supporting this bill and getting it passed.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Perez.
I respect the city doing what it can to, or any government agency. I respect them doing what they can to save costs. But at the end of the day, it is completely unfair. And I'll go farther than just what this bill recommends. I think we should get rid of PEPRA for safety officers. It is an unfair world when a partner can work next to me, two packages, same rank, but I have a different retirement system than he or she does. The job is the same. The job is not different for them. So absolutely support CPF in this, and maybe we can find someone to dive a little deeper to fix PEPRA for safety members. Thank you.
Okay, so I see no additional questions from board members, but we do have a public comment on this, so we will go to the public comment before we take the vote. Mr. Fox.
Or excuse me, Mr. President.
Yes.
Mr. President, are you there?
Yes.
We have from the California Special Districts Association, Mr. Dylan Gibbons.
Okay. Mr. Gibbons.
Yeah. Hi, Mr. President. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
President Jones? Okay, yes. President Jones, thank you. And members of the board, Dylan Gibbons with the California Special Districts Association. We've taken an opposed position on this bill, and we would be asking that the CalPERS take no action on it. But I've already heard a majority of the board members indicate their support for this bill. Our association, we support CalPERS, we support defined benefit retirement plans and defending defined benefit retirement plans. But this closes a tool that public agencies have. It's rarely used, as has been indicated. This was a very unique circumstance for a very unique agency. And while we've been asking CalPERS for ways to address our costs, closing a loophole doesn't seem like it's going in or closing what is being called a loophole doesn't seem like it's going in the right direction. We would not encourage our agencies to take the same actions that Placentia took, but we'd like to reserve the opportunity for agencies to address their costs and their financial situations the way that they see fit. Most public agencies wouldn't be able to do something like this. They would have to negotiate with, they're not going to take their class of employees that they have, where they have existing employees, and cut them out. They didn't have a firefighting agency. They're trying to figure out how they can provide fire to their constituencies at a lower cost. I'm not going to defend the actions they took, but I do want to defend the tool for public agencies to manage their own costs. Additionally, CalPERS has the authority to deny any of these amendments, any of these contract amendments that come before them if it's not good for the fund. And that's the primary responsibility of CalPERS, is to meet that fiduciary duty. And if you find that these amendments to these contracts don't meet that fiduciary duty or would be harmful to the fund, go ahead and deny them. But to take away a tool that public agencies have, that's where we take opposition to this bill. And again, it's not, I'm not looking to defend anything that Placentia did or any other actions of any other public agencies that would try this. Just the fact that they would have the opportunity to sit down with CalPERS, evaluate their contracts, and determine what is the right course of action for them. We're dealing with increased costs and reduced revenues from this pandemic. Tomorrow, you're likely going to be announcing that we didn't hit the 7% mark, and now, and our rates are going to be going up there, and now we're going to take away a tool for somebody to address their costs. We don't think it's a responsible action to take, and for that reason, we are asking that you do not take action on this bill.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Fox, are there any other public comments?
Yes, Mr. President, we have one more caller. Christy Balma from California Professional Firefighters to speak on 2967 and 1140.
Okay.
Mr. President, members of the board, this is Christy Balma on behalf of the California Professional Firefighters. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you this afternoon. As you know, the CPF and our president, Brian Rice, was before this board in November, objecting to the contract amendment to exclude firefighters from CalPERS membership in the city of Placentia. I think we were very disappointed at that action, but it's also very gratified to hear comments of broad and unanimous support from the CalPERS board members at the time regarding this injustice, and likewise, we appreciate the comments today. I would add a couple things just because of the comments that were made. One, 37 Act systems can't do this. They cover all their employees, whether they're a county or an authorized district under the 37 Act law. So it's a defined benefit for all of the employees of those employers that are in the county systems. And then secondarily, to Board Member Middleton and also to the opposition, we are committed to those conversations and will remain at the table, just as our local affiliates are committed to the collective bargaining process, where they will address these fiscal constraints straight on with their cities and counties, as they always do. So we appreciate your comments today and urge your support for AB 2967. And then I would just very quickly say AB 1140, I would describe as ratifying what is a process under LAFCO ongoing right now, where two special districts that provide fire protection are seeking to consolidate and achieve economies of scale and provide a more robust but more efficient fire protection service to their constituencies. Given the current law on successor agencies and the overlap of PEPRA, a clarification is necessary, and AB 1140 holds that clarification, and so we would urge your support of that measure as well. Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Fox, any others?
Mr. President, that concludes the public comment on this subject.
Okay, thank you. So let me just indicate that this motion by Ms. Ma and second by Mr. Rubalcava is a motion on What?
Never good.
Hello? Excuse me.
Chairman,
Would you? Okay, as I was about to say, the motion by Mrs. Ma is for CalPERS to take a support position on AB 2967. And the motion was made by Ms. Ma and second by Mr. Rubalcava. That's what we're voting on. Given that, Mrs. Hopper, please.
yes, AB 2967. Margaret Brown,
Aye.
Rob Fechner,
Aye.
Fiona Ma,
Aye.
Lisa Middleton,
Aye.
David Miller,
Aye.
Stacy Oliveris,
Aye.
Michelle Mitchell for Irena Ortega,
Aye.
Jason Perez,
Aye.
Ramon Rubacava,
Aye.
Teresa Taylor, absent.
Excused.
Shonda Wesley, also excused.
Excused.
Lynn Paquin for Betty Yee.
Aye.
Mr. President, I have 10 ayes for AB 2967. Fiona Ma made the motion. Ramon Rubacava seconded.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Hopper. The item passes. Okay, Mr. Brown, the next one.
Yeah, so I mean, AB 1140 is a separate agenda item. So if we're done with the no further questions on the state and federal update, then we can move to that one.
Okay, I don't see any questions on AB 1140. So that is an action item.
So moved.
Who was that? Moved by Mr. Miller. Do we have a second? Second by Mr. Perez. Okay. It's been moved and second. Mrs. Hopper, please.
Margaret Brown,
Aye.
Rob Fechner,
Aye.
Fiona Ma,
Aye.
Lisa Middleton,
Aye.
David Miller,
Aye.
Stacy Oliveris.
Aye.
Stacy Oliveris, aye. Stacy Oliveris,
Sorry, I said aye. There's some paper rustling.
okay, thank you. Michelle Mitchell for Irena Ortega,
Aye.
Jason Perez,
Aye.
Ramon Rubacava,
Aye.
Teresa Taylor, excused. Shonda Wesley, excused. Lynn Paquin for Betty Yee.
Aye.
Mr. President, that's 10 ayes. David Miller made the motion. Jason Perez seconded.
Thank you, Mrs. Hopper. The item passes. Okay, I think that, thank you, Mr. Brown. And do you have anything else, Mr. Brown?
All right, that's it. Nothing
Okay.
more.
Okay, thank you. Then that means I want to thank everyone who tuned in to join us on these for these CalPERS board presentations today, as well as our guests, panelists, and health team members for their presentations. We appreciate you being here and all the work that went into your presentation. So let's give everybody for today a big round of applause. Okay, I can hear it all the way from Sacramento. Okay. So the board will meet again tomorrow morning starting at 9 a.m. And so the public, please feel free to join us then. And everyone have a good evening and we'll see you tomorrow. Okay.
We are sorry.